Welcome to the Rebel to Succeed podcast. It's your boy, Anthony Williams, the founder of RebelToSucceed.com. The purpose of this podcast is to share tips, advice, and strategies to help you improve in all areas of your life. My mission is to make a positive difference in your life to help you live your best life. Now let's get it. What up, good people? It's your boy, Ant from Rebel to Succeed, coming at y'all with another podcast episode. Today in this podcast episode, we're going to be sharing some thoughts from the great Bob Proctor. He's going to be sharing some things about giving. You know, I'm real big on giving, and the name of this episode is going to be called "The Thought That You Give With Matters Most." I feel like a lot of people, they focus on just giving, and they may have a negative emotion or thought behind what they're trying to give, and it's really not the way that you're supposed to be giving. The universe and God won't recognize that as something positive. So, but I'm gonna I'll play this clip from Bob Proctor, and I'll let him share his thoughts on it.
But you've got to understand, it's the thought that you give it with that makes the difference. Do you know, there's an interesting story that Billy Graham tells about one time. This is when they were struggling. This is when Billy Graham was really just starting out, and $100 probably would have rented a real nice place for a month and bought the food that you needed. But at any rate, the collection plate come around, and he put a $100 bill in. And later on, he says to his wife, "My goodness, I thought I put $20 in. I put 100. And she looked at him, she said, "Isn't that too bad? You're only going to get the good back for putting 20 out." I thought, what a great story. And that's exactly the way it is. You'll say, but he gave 100, wouldn't he? No. The thought that he gave it with, he was giving 20. You see, it's thinking that controls everything. It's the thought we give it with. In the science of getting rich, we talk about leaving everyone with the impression of increase. Why? Because by giving out good, we're going to receive. See, the giving and the receiving are all tied together. They're not separate. You've got to be open to receive, but you'll be open to receive when you really understand the concept of giving. This is an orderly universe, and energy is forever moving. You have to understand that your life is full right now. Now, it may not be full of what you want, but your life is full. Your calendar is full. All your time is spoken for. They'll say, well, it's really not. I've got a lot of wasted time. That's how you're using it then. We must replace the waste with productivity. Yeah, and for everything in your life you don't want, it's part of what your life's full of. What you've got in your life is a reflection of what you've been giving. And if you want greater good, you've got to give greater good. The more good we put out, the more we're going to take on. We don't have to worry about what we're going to receive. Let's understand the receiving is governed by law. And the basic law behind it is in giving. And as you give, you receive. You see, if you're sitting in a chair right now, you couldn't put anything where that chair is until you get rid of the chair. This is why the vacuum law of prosperity is such a beautiful concept. Nature truly abhors a vacuum. You give, and you give in abundance, pressed down and running over. And I guarantee you, you'll never have to worry about what you're going to receive. But like my old mentor said, we've got to willingly give and graciously receive. And you see, willingly giving, that's the expression of a lot of faith. But it isn't blind faith. It's faith based on understanding of these laws. So as you dig into this law of receiving, start to thinking of who you can give to, what you can give, where you can give, and then give everywhere you go. Give the very best you've got. And you know something? You'll receive the very best the universe has It's sitting there waiting for you.
So that was the clip from Bob Proctor. It really kind of paints his whole mindset and his whole message behind, giving. It really matters. You got to give with a kind heart. You can't give out of negative energy. Can't give out of just negativity. You want to be positive about your giving. You want to be you want to think good thoughts. You want to give when you give to somebody. You know what I mean? So when you give, make sure you want to do it. If you don't really want to do it, then I advise you not to give in the first place, because it's not coming from a pure place. It's not coming from a place of, real giving. You're giving out of spite, or you're giving out of negativity. You want to be positive. If you want to receive positive, give out of positivity and not out of negativity. That's how I look at it. So, because you also got to think about, when you give, you're sacrificing on your part when you give. So, that's something that I feel like a lot of people, they miss as far as, giving, is they miss the fact that you have to sacrifice. Somebody has to sacrifice out of the deal. And it's normally the giver. But the great thing about the universe is that give and it will come back to you. When you give, it will come back to you. So give out of don't give out of spite, don't give out of negativity, give out of positivity, and allow that universal law of giving and receiving to work in your favor. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that clip by the great Bob Proctor. I encourage you to go check out his stuff, check out his channel. He puts out a lot of positive content out, especially about, like the law of attraction and, just like your thoughts and your mind and your subconscious mind. He really goes deep into that. And if you're interested in that, I encourage you to go check out his channel. Check out the stuff that he puts out, because it's very it's very motivating and empowering. I find it. So yeah, check out Bob Proctor. Stay tuned for more episodes like this. Basically, the quote is, the thought that you give with matters most. And it's really something that I feel like people should live by. The thought that you give with matters most. So that's going to be the quote for this episode. Hopefully you guys can take that and run with that. And remember that throughout the week, until our next weekly podcast episode. So yeah, it's your boy Ian from Rebel to Succeed. Make sure you go out and you make somebody smile today. Be a positive force in somebody's life today. And I'll catch you guys in the next episode. I want to thank you for joining me today and listening to this podcast. If you found this episode helpful or valuable in any way, then I encourage you to leave an honest review and subscribe to the Rebel to Succeed podcast for future episodes. To receive more content and value, make sure to visit the Rebel to Succeed website at www.rebeltosucceed.com. And finally, always remember that to succeed in life, you have to reach everyone by exercising love. So make sure to show somebody some love today. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you next time.